I will say this.
Yeah.
The Vikings have a much better insight into who Drake Maye really is by virtue of Josh McCown coaching him in high school than any top golf outing ever would have revealed to anyone under any circumstances.
Right.
Josh McCown knows how this kid is wired. He knows what makes him tick. He was there in his formative years, and he was influencing him in his formative years. They would know what they're getting if they get him. Doesn't mean they want him, but they would know what they're getting.
Well, what I would say is but you know, listen, top 3, top 5 guys don't get worse in their last year of college football. Like, I'd like somebody to explain that to me. And I know everyone's going to tell me stats and he lost a receiver. It doesn't matter about that. Nobody cares about that. None of the evaluators are like, well, last year he threw for 4,000 and this year it's 3,700. We're going to drop him down a round. No, it's about what's there, like we talk about all the time. The decisions, hey, this guy's open. Can you put it on target? It doesn't matter if it's last year's receiver or this year's receiver. This guy is open right here. Can we throw it on target? There's enough of that to go around. People making these excuses and all that. But my big thing with that would be, one, I've never seen a great quarterback miss the throws Drake Maye has. I've never seen a great quarterback have the pro day workout that Drake Maye had, where he threw some balls that were off the radar. Like I know, I talked to people that were there at it too. They were like, whoa, like they never saw a guy that was top 3 in the draft have throws like that and then be resorted to basically lobbing the ball at the end because he wasn't sure about the control aspect. That to me is where it's really interesting, because there's me and other guys in the NFL that are like, whoa, alarm, 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 alarm. And then, of course, there's a few teams that look at it and go, wait, I saw that bomb in week 4 and it was perfect, and I feel like I could get them to do that all the time. And that's why the draft is awesome, and, you know, there's disagreements there with that thought.
The other great unknown in all this is what teams think of a guy when they do the private workout where there's no cameras. We don't see what the guy does.
Right.
And the team is able to put him through something more specific to their desires, their needs, their offense, etc. That's how the Vikings fell in love with Teddy Bridgewater after he had a horrible pro day workout a decade ago. Took off the gloves, had a horrible pro day workout. No way he's a first-round pick.
What's a better test for the quarterback to have the day? You know you're going to have the day. The cameras are all there, and they fail it, and we're going to go, this is where people get biased. This is where they're stuck on their grade they had 2 years ago, and they give them the benefit of the doubt. And it's like, wait, you're talking about all these psychology tests and all this, and here was the day for him to perform. There was pressure. There was a camera and all that. And he shit the bed, and we're going to go, well, let's give him another chance. And that to me is hilarious too. I hear people say that, and I go, say that out loud again, and then play it back for yourself and hear that. And then tell me if you think that's the number 3 pick of the draft. Sorry, Manchester, for that bad word.
Or 2, yeah. Belated apology. You're on fire today. But, you know, look, you make a great point, because the question becomes, how will any of these players perform at the next level?
Yeah.
And you try to project based on everything you have. What happens when the red light goes on?
Right.
Will he step up? Will he step off? How is this guy going to react when you crank things up? And I think how he handled himself at the Topgolf outing, probably a little more instructive than how others did. Because, you know, look, and I appreciate the fact that we go to the scouting combine and the NFL makes these guys available and they come and they sit and they talk with us. But Drake Maye seemed a little nervous talking to us. You know, the starting every response with, yeah, that's kind of like working out your anxiety a little bit, and that's fine, and he can work through that. I'm not saying it's impossible, but when you're faced with a pick like this at the top of the draft, you have to factor in an objective, dispassionate projection of whether or not, when it's time to play under the lights, prime time, everyone's watching, postseason. Look at what Joe Burrow does. He grabs that moment. You want guys that are going to grab that moment, not shrink in that moment. And some people do. And that's not a criticism. It's just a reality of how different players end up on different levels. You can be a great quarterback in the NFL for many years, but be bad in prime time and bad in play. Gee, where have we heard that before? Guy's great at 1 o'clock Eastern on Sunday. You put him at night, different guy. Put him in a playoff game, different guy. More tentative, more hesitant, doesn't want to make a big mistake in a big moment. Be too careful with the ball when everyone's watching. That's it. That's human. And that's the challenge for these teams, to peel back every layer and level and get to what that guy is going to do in that moment. I don't know. I hate to think I'm coming around on the whole top golf thing, but I don't know. At least as it relates to assessing whether or not Drake Maye is going to step up or step off, that might have been a valuable
Drake Maye, you brought that up, and like it's the first thing I thought. Like, I'm sure Drake Maye had a great visit. He was like, we all thought he was going Jaden Daniels to come in. I got a chance. He was probably like, oh, hey, hello, everybody. Hey, yes, hello, it's great to be here. How you doing? Oh, Jaden Daniels, you're pissed off? Screw you, Jaden Daniels. I mean, that's the thought of what's going through his head. So he was on cloud 9. He's like, oh my gosh, I got a chance to be number 2. And in Washington, they're going to be like, oh gosh, he's very happy to be here. Well, yeah, of course he is. Like, one guy got screwed over. You're propping him up. It's weird. We didn't expect this to even be a conversation here. So, that's where it's really interesting. But yeah, I mean, this 2-3 situation in the draft, right? And then the Patriots sitting there. I would think they're going to want a king's ransom, even though they're going to trade down, because here's the other thing with the Patriots too. Even though they might want to trade down, they got to be careful a little bit. The Patriots have Jacoby Brissett and Bailey Zappi as their quarterbacks right now. You want me to repeat that? The Patriots have Jacoby Brissett and Bailey Zappi right now. They have to draft a quarterback. So I'm sure there's a spot there where they're like, it's got to be rich. It's got to be a lot, because one, it's a big move. They need the position there, and they don't want to come away with nothing here. That's the big thing, I think, at the end of the day.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.